Good morning. Thank you for joining
How
us
about
once
that?
again, our Monday weekly real estate backstory. My name's Ming Richardson. I'm a compliance broker for Maximum One Realtor and Realty Partners.
My name's Alan Rich. I'm the managing broker here at Maximum Realtor and Realtor Partners.
And thank you for joining us this Monday. So every Monday we bring the news to you as far as what the industry is doing, the market trend, and also mortgage, which affects our business.
That was easy for you to say.
I know. So, anyways,
All right. Well, right now I'm bringing my friends in on Facebook here, and so we'll be
he's
going
getting
here
started
really
as soon
quickly
as
here.
possible.
So,
So,
all right. So, let's kind of jump in. So, there's a new list of the top 50 cities in the United States that have the biggest yards. And actually, the cool thing is, guess who made the list?
we did.
Well, not just so there were five cities in Georgia actually that made the list, and so that list includes the McDonough at 22, number
Number
22.
22, Stockbridge being number 24,
Yep.
LaGrange being number 40, Noonan being 41, and Douglasville being 49.
And the reason this is useful information when you have a client who says, "I really want a house with acreage. I'd like to have big yards,
Mm-hmm.
that kind of stuff." Just knowing that, it looks like overall Henry County, it has a really good showing. Noonan, LaGrange, Douglasville. Those are going to be the areas where, like you're going to have a much easier time of finding properties that fit that bill.
Okay.
All right. All right, good. Sorry, obviously,
Train of
yeah,
thought.
yeah, it's real easy. Now, also, the top 10 cities for rental activity in 2024. Atlanta comes in at number one.
One.
I mean, like, in a pretty strong number one. And this is in part due to what's been going on in our rental market. Like, if you live here in Atlanta, you'll notice that there are new apartments popping up everywhere.
Everywhere.
So the availability as well as the competition in the rental market is really intense. We're seeing where prices are being held down a little bit because we're seeing so much new inventory coming on the market. This is one of those where it's good for our renters, but it's also good for buyers too, because,
When there's an over inventory, well, not over inventory, but there's abundance of rental, that means that the rental rate should be reasonable, and therefore the tenant can save some money to buy a house down the future.
yeah, even though we know that where a lot of people feel like people in the rental market versus single family home market are competitors, really aren't. No one wants to rent. No one's like, yay, let's keep renting. The average net worth of a renter is around $10,000, when as opposed to the average net worth of a homeowner is closer to $400,000. So
In Atlanta.
yeah, no,
So
no, overall. I mean, but here in Atlanta, the biggest source of down payment is savings. And so having, rates that are coming down, there's a lot of, there's a lot of availability of this product out there right now, and that's going to help keep prices down. But that should really help our clients to actually really be able to save some money, because even though there's all this rental activity and a lot of rentals to go around, people
sure,
still want to buy homes. So please,
absolutely.
hold steady to that. Um, there's a new report out by going on, kind of talking about YouTube Shorts. And so, if you're doing any kind of video out there, and as a real estate agent, I really feel like you should be doing a lot of video. We do, we enjoy doing a lot of video. It's very useful for us, and like you're watching us over video right now. So obviously, we feel pretty good about it. But YouTube Shorts is something that YouTube, they're owned by the Google, and the Googler is a very powerful place to be, and they really want to take on TikTok, Snapchat, as
And
well as
everybody else.
any kind of vertical video. There's going to be a really big push for this. So if you're doing video, seriously consider tying that in with YouTube Shorts. If you are doing TikTok or you're doing vertical video on other social platforms, consider doubling that same content up on YouTube Shorts. You'll get some nice bump out of that activity as well.
You want to share?
Oh, I am sharing.
Oh,
Oh, we are totally sharing.
oh, I share.
Yep. All right. So we- this group went into Zillow and they pulled up the most desirable home features that people are looking for. And so they went through and they analyzed it. So the most desirable home features overall that folks are looking for. First thing is there is hardwood flooring is the number one thing. Folks still love hardwood flooring. I know LVP, I know, tile and whole nine yards. Still, hardwood floors number one. Open floor plans is number two, and we find that one a little bit surprising because so many people can't decorate an open floor plan. They don't know what they're doing with it. They're
Well,
immensely popular, but then Zoom rooms, things like that, make open floor plans pretty hard.
it is,
Yep.
but if you do it right, you can do it. The open floor plan give you the feeling of more square footage.
Yep.
So therefore people like to feel like they're not being trapped in.
Yeah. Master suites, en suites, those kind of things, really big. Conservatory, which is a fancy word
Or
for,
sunroom.
yeah, sunroom. Yeah, that's a nice one. And then she sheds and man caves, that kind of stuff, round out the top five. Now, when it comes to what do we want most in the kitchen? Number one, still granite. I know there's a lot of solid surface out there, but still granite is a big deal. Double ovens. Folks love double ovens. After that, butcher block. Then comes in quartz, right? Which is interesting because it's all countertop based kind of thing. Recessed lighting finishes out the top five. As far as like in the living room, hardwood flooring, again, open flooring, again, bay windows. Make sure that on those bay windows that you have, that your clients have them opened up. Don't let normally
Don't have
there's
heavy
like
drape.
and there's a lot of times there's a shrub outside that from the backside looks all dead when you look out through it kind of thing.
No, sir, it's just overcrowded and
Yeah.
it's not featured a window.
Now, how about in the bathroom? Sunken tub is the number one most desired bathroom feature, which I found really surprising. I figure that power, walk-in showers, that kind of stuff. But power showers come in number two, walk-in closets number three. I thought both of those would have beaten sunken tub, but I think our experience is most people talk about wanting to get soaking in a tub, but they don't actually take advantage of it.
Well, not only that, I think the maintenance of a tub
Yeah.
is a lot more.
So the reason we wanted to share these with you is as you're listing properties and you're putting those in the descriptions, make sure that you're hitting if your property that you're listing has any of these features, take advantage of that because folks will search by these keywords. And so by putting these in, doing a really nice listing description, putting those in there, checking the different boxes in the MLS about all the different features your property has, it helps it show up better on sites like Zillow as well as Google, all those kind of things where people go in and search for the different attributes of the homes that they're looking for. So take advantage of that. Don't just do one of those simple 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom, blah, 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 blah kind of thing. Now, in Georgia, what's the most desirable home feature in Georgia?
Patio.
Patio. We don't care.
Mosquitoes
We'll be
outside.
freezing right now, or we'll be sweating
The
our tinder
summertime.
bits off in the summer. But listen, we love outdoors, and so patio is our big thing. So if you have a patio, make sure you put that in your descriptions as well. So overall, core inflation, the core inflation as well as headline consumer price index and core consumer price index, we're seeing where they're continuing to moderate. They're moving in a very solid direction. Core is kind of what we're seeing, really kind of following what's happening with inflation. And the good news is that as inflation goes down, guess what else goes down, Ming?
I don't know. Tell me, Al.
Interest rates. So we see interest rates go down as well. And so we saw interest rates dropping a little bit again this week. And so it's not, and we don't see interest rates taking really big dives, but point 0.6 of point 0.6 what is that, 0.6 of a percent? No, point
Six
0.6 of a
point six.
hundredths. Yeah. So, we're seeing where it's still moving its way down, and we're glad to kind of see that. We're seeing where FHA is running about a half a point less than conventional loans are right now, but you do still have to pay mortgage insurance on there. At the same time, mortgage application activity is up over 10%, and it's been up over 10% week after
After
week
week after.
after week.
So the lenders are loving it. So this is right now is a great time for you get together with your lender and say, hey, what kind of grant do you have? Hey, what kind of down payment program you may have? Do you have any special toward the geographic area? Y'all, there are grants and there's some are forgivable and some are not. So please Get educated with your lender,
Yeah.
and makes a whole lot of difference when you talk to the buyer.
But just don't talk yourself into thinking that the business isn't
The
rocking right
business
now. We're seeing
there.
a lot of activity going on right now. Now, at the same, even though mortgage applications overall are up 10.5%, mortgage applications for new home is up over 20%, right? So, I mean, that's a 22% is a significant jump. So we're seeing just a like if mortgage applications to new homes are up 22%, guess what's going to be coming up really strong? New construction. So we really need to be paying close attention to what's going on in new construction. I'll show you some slides of that in a
And
minute as
also
well.
part of that is because, and just so you know, FHA have raised their limits too, so that kind of makes it nice.
Well, that and we are seeing where the builders are offering tons of incentives on the mortgage
Absolutely.
side of things. So now,
And those incentives, just remember, had deadline because they bought those interest rate at bulk, and it does expire at some point.
yeah. All right. Now, we want to share this because we keep getting so many inquiries. I have agents come to me. They're like, when's foreclosure coming back? When's the market going to crash? The U.S. seriously mortgage delinquency rate falls to the lowest level since 1999, right? And what the seriously delinquent folks are, these are the ones who are most likely to go into foreclosure. And it's at its lowest, I
Since
mean, for almost
1999.
25 years,
So this is
this is
more,
the lowest level.
yeah, it's not even anywhere close to 2007, 2008. So
Yeah.
you guys is really low.
But this is what we saw is that a lot of people keep thinking that there's going to be this big foreclosure boon out there. And like if people aren't going delinquent, then they're not going to be losing their house. And then the other side of things is I really don't know anyone that's upside down. And so even though you may have hard financial times and my heart goes out to you, you can sell your house and capture that equity. And so there's so
Absolutely.
so
Instead of giving it
yeah.
away.
So the other thing is like there's still a shortage of housing. Most people just like if you lose your house, you're going to have to go rent, right? Um, so understand that when folks are like, hey, I'm looking for a list of foreclosures. I want to find
I
bank on
mean,
property.
there
There's
are
just not, but
some,
they're really
but it's
really
very
low.
slim.
It's always and it's really it normally consists of those folks who just shove their head in the sand when bad news comes along. They don't address it, that kind of stuff. Those are the folks who actually end up going into foreclosure.
Correct.
All right. So some recent headlines we've seen: existing home sales slid. Home sales haven't been this low since 95. Lowest level in 30 years. Housing starts take a downturn. Well,
I love
guess
these
what?
headlines.
It's so out of date, right? Because we're seeing where consumer sentiment is really rising. And when consumer sentiment rises, then everyone starts feeling good about the economy, buying houses, things like that. So even though you look at those kind of things, a lot of this is like a lot of our housing data is lagging. It's lagging by months. November, not a great time for
No,
us.
it was not.
It really wasn't. And so that those November pending sales carried over into December. We're seeing those people that are reporting on that kind of information. But what we're really seeing happening in the market is something totally different right now. So like at the same, even though all those folks are putting out there, pending sales jumped 4% December. I mean, the biggest jump in 2 years. So we're seeing where even though during those months things may have tapered down, we know that's when the interest rates were hitting 8%, that kind of stuff. Interest rates are down in the mid sixes now. And so that really changed things. And so now we're seeing pending sales, which has its nicest jump that we've seen in a long time. At the same time, home pricing continues to move up in a positive manner. Not astronomical. 4% is a really nice number, right? 4.4% is a great, that's where we've been for the last 50 years. So seeing just moderate home prices moving forward, this is a great talking point for your sellers, but also for your buyers. Who wants to buy a home that's losing money?
Well, not only that, the longer you wait, the value of home over a period of time will increase.
Always.
So, the longer you wait, even though the interest rate may be a little slightly high today, but the fact is, if the home increase in value in excess of the interest rate, then you're actually going negative.
Yeah. Now, the other good news we have going on in our market right now is that new listings are ticking up. Okay, it's not astronomical. We are seeing them move in a very positive trend. We're nowhere near where we need to be, but we are seeing a positive move. And so what we've seen is as interest rates are moderating, new listings are moving its way back up, which is a great place for us to
Well, you
be.
can see the graph where we dip in May of 2020. So, and then it shot right back up.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of folks like, hey, I'm waiting for those rates to get to 3%. I'm waiting for the rates to get to
It's
4%.
never going
It's
to come
never
to
going to happen.
3%.
And but you know what does happen? Life. Like you still having babies, getting promoted, moving, things like that. That kind of stuff still goes on. So we're still and we're glad to see we need more inventory. That's a really good sign for moving
Absolutely.
forward. Now, some of that inventory out there, right now, our empty nesters own overall nationwide about 28% of all the large homes. Millennials with kids own half of that, which is you figure it'd be the other way around. Millennials with kids, those would be the ones that need the biggest houses. The empty nesters are keeping it. Now, this is national. Now, in Atlanta, 25% of the largest homes are owned by empty nesters, and you know, just about 14% are owned by millennials with kids. The reason we highlight this is these are the folks to talk to about selling. If you're an empty nester with a giant house, I mean, and they don't have a huge reason to sell right now necessarily. Over half of these folks are completely paid off, and so they don't really care about interest rates anyway, right? So these are a really good group. About 70% of our sellers right now have no kids, and so talking to these folks about are you want is this where you want to be? Are you planning on being here for the next until you die, which sounds a little bit morbid when you
Well,
put it
you're
that way.
forever home, you
It's a
know.
nicer,
So,
much nicer way to put it. Yeah.
but at the same time, are you keeping it for your kids come
Yep.
home occasionally, or do you want to travel? I mean, these are questions you need to ask them to see whether or not if it's a good time to sell at this time.
But this is a great source for listings to really be
Absolutely.
focusing on right now. Now, another thing that came out with a survey from NAR, most young adults live near their hometown. The reason I bring this up is because like right now, overall, Americans are moving farther than they ever have, except for our youngest buyers. Our youngest buyers are staying nearby. So if you're going to be
They're
reaching
near
out,
mom and dad's.
they hang out, that's it. So being close to that hometown is important for a lot of our younger buyers. We're seeing
So
what
this is where relationship counts, y'all. So
yeah.
if you have relationship with the parents, this is a good time to say, let me know if I can help your kids as
Yeah,
well.
absolutely. Now, the home ownership rate in the United States. So this is what percentage of the different generations own homes. Almost 80% of our boomers own homes, 72% of Gen Xers. Millennials come in at 54, 55% in there, and Gen Z. And so Gen Z actually is increasing their home ownership rate faster than other generations, kind of thing. Adult Gen Zs are tracking ahead of where their parents were. And so we are seeing where and millennial is moving its way back in. Like, as a matter of fact, millennial has just met the same buying pace
Mhm.
as Gen X. And everyone's been saying, well, millennials are waiting to get into housing. Millennials are not jumping into housing. Are buying houses at the same age and at the same rate as Gen X did. And Gen Z, our youngest buyers, are buying at an even faster rate. So don't believe this whole like these folks don't want to buy homes. They are, and they're moving up. So we feel that as interest rates continue to moderate, our Gen Z and our millennial buyers are really going to be super active this spring and summer, especially here in the Atlanta market. Now, another area where we think there is a great opportunity to kind of focus on is,
Ladies, we own more home than guys.
hey, ladies, hey, ladies. So,
But this is a good segment that you need to probably look at about buying homes. So but if you look at Georgia's ranked number 13. So anyways,
well, it is the rank 13, but really what it comes down to is 13% of all the houses in Georgia are owned and occupied by single women. Almost 9% of men, so about 4% more women than men own homes by themselves. one thing I wanted to point out is that like, if you look at that, 13% of a market is not insignificant. And
It's
I
huge.
and I don't really know of hardly any realtors or real estate pros that really target or attempt to work with single ladies, single women, single men, huh?
Specialize.
Specialize. Okay, target. That did sound weird saying target. I didn't mean that in a negative or
Specialize in
predatory way in
women.
any way. But you know, like the homeownership needs of a single lady, understanding those kind of needs, being you know, like being able to reach out and engage with those buyers and sellers who are single. It's just a little bit different. A lot of times people only think about families and
Absolutely.
young families and those kind of things when it comes to buying and selling real estate. And so I just find that this is a, you know, like individual, you know, single men, single women. I don't know anyone that is really tailoring their
Their
marketing
business,
offerings
right.
or really trying to appeal to this group because it's a pretty significant group. One of the,
It's enough to keep you busy.
it sure is. So now, one other thing that we see an uptick here in Georgia are the number of pending sales that are falling out, and you can kind of see where Atlanta comes in. You know, like especially going through November, December of last year, the number of pending sales that are falling out, it's about
One out of every four.
yeah, almost
It's
25%.
it's decreasing since 2022, but the trend is that due to the rising interest rate, people are a little more selective
Mhm.
in homes that they pick.
But we're higher than almost any other MSA in the nation kind of thing. And so, you know, there are some things that you can do to try and help, you know, not have you know, contracts that fall out during due diligence. Make sure that you actually show up or that the buyer's agent shows up for home inspections, you know, talking to our sellers about needing to be, you know, like understanding the idea, you know, the days of like, well, they can just take it or leave it. They're gonna leave it, kind of thing.
You know, if you're going want to leave, take it or leave it. If you want to leave it, understand that you're going to be less than fair market value, which some clients, investors especially, will look at that and take it. But most your end user, the actual buyer, will not be able to do that and fix and this
Yeah.
and that.
But just, you know, keep that in mind out there. We are seeing a lot of properties fall out, about one out of four. This is a message you need to inform your sellers about that one out of four under contracts falls out. I mean, there's a
It's a good
25% chance that
chance.
theirs will. And
And
so, not that I'm trying to force anyone to do anything they don't want to, but
no,
they
but
know what's going on.
this is part of your seller consultation. If the
Yep.
seller's not willing to do a certain thing, and 9 out of 10, it most likely will fall out. So just allow them and
Yep.
let them know the possibility is there.
Yep. Now, housing starts fall is the headline. But that's not exactly true because what we see is that you have to take housing in how many starts, how many completions, and how many permits. All your builders, they don't build everything, then you know, permit everything, and you know, like there's an ebb and flow that kind of goes along with that at the same time. If you look at overall building permits, housing starts, it's somewhere around 1.5 million homes a year. It was, I mean, it just in the past year, we've moved up from where it was 1 million to 1.1 million, and now we're pushing 1.5 million. So we're seeing where a
Which is
lot,
great.
we really are. We're seeing so much activity going in new construction. If you aren't well versed, knowledgeable about how to represent clients in a new construction purchase, you're missing out because it's taking up a real significant portion of our business right now. About a third of our listings are new construction. There's a ton going on. And at the same time, as interest rates are coming down, builder sentiment is increasing and they're going to be putting more and more homes on the market. This is something that you need to do to really, you know, to help your business and to help a lot of clients out there.
Absolutely.
Now, for those of you who need your Max One swag, please check out max1market.com. Now, this week, tomorrow, we have realtors and auctions. So we're going to have a real auctioneer over in our West Georgia office.
It's a really great class.
Yeah,
I have a lot of compliments on that. So
yeah.
please attend if you're able to.
Now, if you're up in the north side, I'm going to be teaching making money with real estate investing. I'm going to be at the North Forsyth office up in Cumming. sorry, brain. On Wednesday, 2024 guard contract changes. It's gonna be over.
Martin actually going to teach that in our Fayetteville office, so please come and join him. He's really good.
And then over in Noonan on Thursday is going to be mastering appraisals. So we hope that you guys have a great week. If we will be any kind of service, please call, text, smoke signals. Have a great week, everybody.
Thank you and have a great day.
Bye.